SMMA business?
Yes, so I actually bought a course from someone, and I'm going through the course, but he didn't explain because he mentioned about outsourcing, right?
Okay,
Because
yeah.
I never did any Facebook ads. I did Google ads in the past, but it didn't go too well. And
Hmm.
I was trying to do affiliate marketing. So he mentioned about outsourcing. So if I were to get an outsource, how do I, get the leads? Like, do they make the capture play page for me, or they just make the campaign? How does that go to
I
outsource?
mean, it depends on what you want, the what specific part of the system you want to outsource. So you can get just about anything outsourced. So if you want them to do everything, so let's say you want them to create the Facebook ad and the lead catcher page, you just have to find someone specific to do that. For things like that, I would probably go to Upwork for something like that. And you put it in the job description of what you're looking for, and then of course you want to see past results and stuff. If you kind of need it fast, that's when I use Fiverr. But if I have time and I want to kind of get to know the person a little bit better, and for something with like Facebook ads and something like at that high of a level, um, I would go on to Upwork. But um, yeah, so you can outsource as much or as little as you want of it. Just be aware that the main important thing when you do outsource is just communication. That's one of the most important things. I'll tell you this right now, because just because you say one thing, especially if you outsource it to someone like, let's say, in like the Philippines, then they may do something completely different, and you'll be able to see like where they got that idea from, but you won't be able to but then it's just done wrong for the most part. So you just want to make sure that the communication is on point, and you have checks and balances as well, so that way if something does go wrong, it can easily be catched or you can easily fix it. Does that make sense?
I see. I see. Okay, so let's say if I get in contact with a dentist,
Okay.
I can just ask them what they're looking for. How the information that they're looking for, like for the location and stuff. So when I outsource them, I let the outsourcer know
Yeah.
the difference you
Yeah,
need.
so just make sure you get clear directions or clear answers from the dentist. And I always like repeat it back to the client as well. So like, okay, so you're looking for XYZ, correct? And then they'll say yes. So that way, if you are going to outsource it, you can say, okay, this is XYZ, exactly what they told me, and then they should repeat it back to you, so that way they get the idea as well. So yeah, so just making sure that everything's crystal clear, because communication is the one of the most important things when it comes to doing this. When it comes just to outsourcing it, like they'll do it and they'll do a good job of it usually, if they're qualified. But it's just making sure that they're doing the right job. So yeah.
I see. I see. Because I saw some outsourcing on Fiverr that you
Hmm.
mentioned, and they charge $100. That's
Hmm.
just for the service, right? I still have to give the money for the ad costs, right?
Yeah, oh definitely. I mean, they wouldn't pay for the ad spend. Um yeah, and then you would probably have to pay for the software as well, unless it's like not like for example, if they make landing pages, you're not going to have to pay for let's say Adobe Illustrator, right? But you may have to pay for ClickFunnels or whatever landing page software you use, and then give them access for them to do work on. So I would also ask that as well. It's like, okay, what do you need from me in order to do your best job? And they should tell you. And sometimes it's like they'll tell you, and then like they say, oh hey, I need one more thing, and then you need some of that, and things like that. But usually they'll tell you what they need in order for you to do it. But I would be careful if you're outsourcing something like Facebook ads for only just like $100. You want to make sure that they're qualified. You want to make sure that you keep a close eye on the campaign as well. Do you have any experience running Facebook ads yourself, or just
No,
with Google
I
Ads?
did Facebook ads before, but
Hmm.
I've seen different tutorials about how to do Facebook ads, but I never. try to do it myself.
That's fair. So usually I only really outsource things. This is just my philosophy, and you can always have your own philosophy, but I want to have like I usually outsource things that I've done before, and I so that way I know a little bit more than just like the ins and outs of it, but I'm bad at it. So for example, I recently started just to outsource my landing page development because after even just a year plus of trying to make good landing pages, they always look crappy for the most part. Sometimes they're so high converting and sometimes they're not, but um I just, like, okay, let me just pay some good money and just get the design outsourced of it. And then, they're able to do it in a day, what it takes me a long time to do. So, yeah, it's just a matter of knowing a little bit more about what they're gonna be doing, because what could be happening is they could be just saying all this like s- all this like excuse my language shit, and then you're going to believe it because you don't know whether it's right or wrong, and then lo and behold, your client's losing money, and then everyone's that's when everything starts crashing down. So I would I wouldn't say run it on your own, maybe alongside the person you're outsourcing it with. I would run the Facebook ads, just so you can get a better idea as well. But yeah, just that's just personally me. I only really outsource things that I've done sort of before, but either it's taking me way too long, or I'm just bad at it, and let me just outsource it and get it done.
I see. I see. So, let's say because I did Google before,
Hmm.
Google Ads. So if I do the outsourcing for the Google, for my Google account, they will use my Google account, right, to do the outsourcing.
Yeah, I mean, depends on. Yeah, yeah. You probably. Yeah, no, no. I'm sorry. You would have to give them access to your Google account. Yes, they wouldn't make a whole new Google account most likely. So you can just make a new account and give them access to it, but it's probably going to be under your MCC account or something like that. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
I see. I
Yeah.
see. Let me turn up the volume because I don't know what happened to the volume.
Oh, can you not hear me
I
well?
was Yeah, I was hearing you clearly, but then I was getting a phone call and
Oh, okay.
it messed up my volume.
Well, that makes sense.
Goodness.
So you've done Google Ads for affiliate marketing before, and you're just making the switch to SMMA now.
Uh, yeah, because oh, give me 1 second.
Yeah, take
Yeah,
your
because
time.
the affiliate marketing, I it was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a few courses about affiliate marketing,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes a lot of money to be to
Really?
advertise and
Oh, well, to
to do
advertise.
those.
Yeah. And also, I don't think Google. Well, most advertising platforms don't like affiliate marketers. From what I've researched, like I don't know much about it to be honest, but it seems like Google and especially Facebook, they do not. You have to do things to kind of get around it, and yeah, it just seems like it seems a lot harder than it looks. Affiliate marketing. So I mean, kudos for you for giving it a good shot and trying it, but yeah, SMMA, I just like this space a little bit better because I mean, affiliate marketing you are because you're showing people products that they could use, but you're helping people directly get customers, so has a good feeling to it towards as well.
That's true, and I see that the SMMA, like if you really put your all to it, like do the calling and stuff,
Hmm.
eventually I will get a customer,
Oh yeah,
and I,
there's so much opportunity. It's just a matter of doing the prospecting and doing the work. I think that's the hardest part. And most people struggle with getting clients, and that's because simply just they're just not doing the work, or they're very selfish when it comes to their prospecting method. So they just say, "Hey, I can do your Facebook ads. I'm so great at it." The business doesn't care. They just want to make money. If you go ahead and say, "Hey, I can get you more customers and make you more money," then they're more likely to pay attention. So it's just wording and just doing the work. And so yeah, what are your other questions? So you're gonna out. So you're thinking of outsourcing. Do you have like a client getting strategy, or are you not sure? Or
Well, yeah, he provided me with some scripts to look over.
okay.
I've been looking over the scripts, but I don't have a website. But
Hmm.
he did mention that you don't need a website. But what if they ask me for a website? Then what?
Okay, so this is my philosophy when it comes to getting a website with an SMMA. It can only help. It's never going to deter you. It's never going to make you hold you back. And it doesn't have to be a complicated, you know, has all these plugins and all this stuff. Doesn't really have to be. You could, like, for my website that I made, um I built it in like a weekend. I just grabbed a template and I just put some stuff in. I looked at other social media marketing agency websites and I just plugged it in and yeah, and then I was able to get, I was able to have a website. And even still to this day, like, I mean, I've been on a lot of different calls, a lot of different things. I don't know if it's because I already had a website and it's just already there, or if clients really don't care. But there's no only like a couple of clients have said, "Oh, do you have a website? Can I can see?" And then you can say yes. If you just don't have a website, you don't want to build one. Um, you could just you have to have some sort of thing, because if you don't have a website, if you don't have anything to go back on, people are going to think that you're a scammer, because the fact that you don't have anything, like, they just think, oh, you're a scammer, or you're in it for the money, or if you were that great you would have some sort of website or some sort of profile. So if you have like a Facebook profile, that could work, or LinkedIn, or something just to something that people could go to like learn more about you and have and build more of that trust. That's fine. But honestly, just take a weekend and just you can make a free website with WordPress. You can just grab a template and just fill in stuff in that template. Like, it really doesn't have to be complicated. So the person who took the course from, yeah, he's right, you don't need a website, but it can only help, because I think of it this way. So, like, let's say you have a circle here, and this is the amount of people that will work with you, even if you don't have a website. And then let's say if you do build like a simple website, now your circle increases to this, because the people on this outer ring, they see your website and they know that you're not a scammer, they trust you more, and you're going to be able to get them as a client. But no, the people who are going to work with you, even without a website, is still within that circle. So a website only helps, and just building a simple one, taking like 1 day, 2 days to build it. Go on to WordPress, build a website, and then boom, you've solved that problem of having of not having a website. You can I personally just use Wix, because I use a lot of their invoicing system as well. And but you can build a free website with Wix as well. It would just have like the wix.com/whatever. But people generally wouldn't really care about that if your website's fine. So honestly, like, you don't need one, but just build one makes it easier, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. I don't want to, because if they say that, then I'm like, what should I say after that? But
I mean, if
you're
they
right.
say that, just be like, you can just say, you can say it's like, oh, it's under construction, or I'm working on built making a website in the future. But you do need something that clients can look at, uh like, when you're not on a call with them. So for example, I created like videos, like a video sales letters that a client can go back onto. And at the time I just used a Loom video of that, of just who I am and what I do. Because you need to provide some sort of value up front, before they even consider working with you. So like, you need to have some sort of asset to work with, or else it's gonna make it a lot harder to get a person's trust, uh, in order to get them as a client.
Okay, got you. So can I make a website just to, like you say, just a simple website,
Very, yeah,
and
very
maybe they
simple.
can fill out the form for more details or something, just
Yeah,
about the prices, just like.
yeah. So you can have like a contact form of like, oh, hey, like, fill out this form for a free whatever. Well, the thing is, though, once you make a website, it's not like people are gonna magically start going to the website. the website's more just so that you can send clients to there, so it establishes trust. It establishes that, oh hey, you're an actual like marketing person, or you're an actual SMMA owner. You're not just some person who just wanted to try to make a quick buck and just cold call them out of nowhere. um so yeah, you can just build a simple one. You can have a contact form on there, of course, just in case you do get the few stragglers that do land on your website. But yeah, that's not going to be your main source of lead generation unless you're really just focusing on SEO and doing all that stuff, which you can do on the side if you have time. But I rather just, if you're getting trying to get your first client, you want to focus on more cold outreach methods, in my opinion. But yeah, so definitely just have a form or something like that. That should be fine.
Okay. Okay. Got you. Got you. And also, it's one more thing. It's about the outsourcing again.
Mm-hmm.
So um, when I close a client for outsourcing, let's say for the Google, and I give them the information that they need to get it started.
Mm-hmm.
So after they're done, um, would they give me the leads that they collected, or I can see it from when I log into the account?
Yeah, so I guess it depends on how, um like the avenue. Like if you're doing Facebook ads, they would most likely set up like a Zapier, so that way the lead information goes to you and the client, so they could be notified when they got a lead or if they got a call. That gets a little bit more technical, but yes, because they have to find a way to notify you, because a lead is useless if no one knows about that they filled out the form or whatever, right? So they have to have a way to notify either you, or most importantly notify the client that they have a lead, and that, well, the client A needs to follow up with that lead ASAP, because if they don't follow up with the lead, then it's pretty pointless. So they should have, or they should have experience setting up the system of getting the notification of the lead, and most likely, they will have that experience overall. If they don't, then it's easy with I just use Zapier, uh just to connect, just to notify whenever someone fills out the form, um or not even calls, sometimes calls, but yeah, Colorado does a good job with that. But yeah, they will know. They should direct it towards you.
Okay, great, great. And also, okay, for the pricing, he mentioned about I can charge him per lead.
Mm-hmm.
From the course that I had, he said I can charge them per lead, or I can charge them per month. What do you usually charge your clients? Because I know I'm a person, I'm a beginner,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to charge them per lead, but that's kind of confusing. Okay, if I charge them per lead, per lead, per whatever lead they get, I have to charge them for it,
Mm-hmm.
or I can charge them per month. So I'm just
So as a beginner, I highly recommend you do a performance plan, because you you can end up making more money than if you just said, let's say, $1,000 a month. If you do a performance plan and you get them, let's say, 25 leads, and you get them, uh charge $50 per lead, that's $1,000, right? No, that's 1,200, I think, or whatever. Yeah, it's 1,250 or something like that, right? So you end up making more money as well if you end up getting more of the leads. If you end up getting them more leads, so that's the benefit of the performance plan. The other benefit is that it's a lot less risk for them on your part. So the thing is though, like if you try your best and you fuck up, which we all do, like I do as well still, um, the client did not lose the straight up $1,000 a month, and they're more willing to work with you because since you're paid on a performance plan, they haven't lost that much money. Yeah, they may have lost the ad spend if you don't like reimburse that, but yeah, there's a lot less risk if they say, hey, don't pay me till I get you leads or till I get you calls. Then they are a lot more likely to do it. So like, even just think of it in your case. If, let's say, that course said, hey, you don't have to pay for this course until you're starting to get appointments, that's a lot better deal for you, because that's what you want. That's your end goal. You want the appointments, and they want the client. They want the leads as well. So as a beginner, it would be just it's just a lot easier to sell as well a performance plan, because clients immediately understand it. And also, one thing that you've definitely, I mean, as a beginner, you probably don't know, but I talk with a lot of different local businesses, and all of them, one time or another, have been burnt by another agency that charged them on the monthly retainer, and literally got them zero results, like actually like zero calls, zero leads for the whole entire month. And their local businesses have just been burnt by it. So they aren't, like, yeah, they're still willing, some of them are still willing to do it, but a lot of them are, they'd rather do a performance type of plan. The only con to it is that, sometimes, especially if they don't close the lead, then it's kind of like, oh, it feels like they're wasting money, but then that's on them. And then, like, if they miss a call, or like, let's say the lead picks up, like, it's like a spam lead, if you don't have any like protection on, then you can't charge them for that lead, because that's not an actual person. Um, or if, like, they call, they pick up, and they say, "Oh, it's wrong number," and they hang up again. That's when it gets kind of finicky. So, you can have rules outlined for that, of like what happens when, of what you do when that happens. But yeah, overall, it's just a lot easier to sell a performance plan than just a monthly retainer, because it's like, hey, give me $1,000 plus pay another $1,000 for the ad spend, and there's no guarantee that they're going to get any leads from it. There's no implied results from that. But if you say, okay, yeah, pay $1,000 for the ad spend, and you only have to pay me $50 for every lead that comes, they're like, okay, yeah. And then they'll understand that not every lead will close. But then I just say, yeah, not every lead will close, but you're just paying for the lead that does close, because it's gonna make up the money that you spent on all this marketing, and plus make you profit, obviously. So um that's why I recommend you do the performance plan. If you can sell the monthly plan, sure, go ahead. But start off with the performance, because that's what I did to get my first client. So I think performance is it's underrated. I think I give it like 2 more years, and then I think it's going to be saturated as well. So I would do it now while we get the shot.
Okay. Okay. So you only charge the lead that they close, or you charge for
Oh, no, no, no!
everything?
I only charge them like the lead that I get them. So you can do that. That's an even better option. But the thing is, I can't tell if, like, I can only track to when I get them the lead. I can't track if they actually end up closing the lead
Yeah.
until I just ask them. So unless you live down the street from them, and just be like, hey, like, you see the person coming in, like, I don't know, you work in the same office, and then you can see that they actually close them. It's very hard to tell. And most businesses wouldn't do this, because they would keep wanting to get customers from you, but they could easily just lie and just say, "Oh, hey, yeah, no, we never closed that lead," and then when they completely did close that lead, or because especially since you have no way of tracking it, then it's kind of tough. I know there's a few brave marketers that do that, and they're having good progress with it, and that would be like the easiest sell. Like, hey, don't pay me till I get you paying customers. And if I could track that, I would most likely do that, but I just can't as of right now. Maybe in the future, I could develop like a software, or like an in-house software that will help me track that. But for now, it's you know you charge them for the lead that they get, whether they close or not. So if someone fills out the form, or if someone calls, you can completely charge them.
Okay. Got you. Got you. Okay. And also, so let's say if I get a client and he only wants like 3 leads, 5 leads a day.
Hmm.
So how do I I keep it in that range, like three leads to five leads a day.
Well, depends on the budget and the service of the client. So, I mean, there's not every single niche you're gonna get 3 to 5 leads a day. And like even specific days, some days you might get 0 leads, some days you might get like 5 leads, some days you might get 7 leads, some days you might get -1 lead. I don't know, but um, you can just simply, if that, let's say they get 3 to 5 leads a day, and you can just pause the campaign until the next day, or see like how much of the budget it is. So let's say it, each lead is $10. After you got some campaign data, uh, and your budget is $60 a day, you can just reduce it to $50 a day, so you can get the 3 to 5 leads. Usually that's not usually if the usually that's not like a problem or something I really think about. It's such an interesting question, but yeah, it's just a matter of just pausing the campaign, or setting the budget to, once you have data, of course, setting the budget to where it is actually only 3 to 5 per day. But it fluctuates, so I would simply just pause the campaign. Facebook ads and Google ads both have apps, which you can just easily just do it from your phone, and you can just simply pause it if need be.
Okay, got it, got it. And also, when I hire an outsourcer for like Google or Facebook, they
Mhm.
build the campaign and everything, right?
Yeah, they
So
should. They should.
so it would be for me up to me to put the money in for the ad, for the ad to
Yeah,
start.
you or the client. Yeah, they would not pay for the ad spend. They would just build the campaign.
Okay, so once they're done, that's when I start the ad by myself.
Yeah, I mean, depends what kind of relationship you have with the outsourcer. So if you have them to work on that account, they stay for it long term, then that's fine. I mean, you can also just outsource just the setup part, and then you just manage it. That's fine too. So there's different ways you can handle it.
Okay, got it. Okay, I will definitely follow your advice. I will
Mhm.
try to make a simple website. So and then
Yeah, because it takes like 1 or 2 days. It doesn't take, like, even if it doesn't take a week. And then yeah, you just have it. You don't have to worry about it. My only thing is, don't make sure that's not the main. Like, don't spend like a month on the website trying to make it look all nice and all that stuff, because that's just that's time you could have been used to getting clients. Take 1 or 2 days, build a simple website, use WordPress, Wix, whatever. You can just grab a template, fill out, your marketing name, look at other marketing agency websites, and see what you can, glean from them. And, never copy, but then just use like a similar idea for your own website. So
okay, got you. And also, can I also hire someone to do it for me, or
you
do you know
could.
anybody?
You could hire someone from Fiverr to make a simple website. I mean, just look at their portfolio. And I was actually thinking about doing that, just a revamp of my website currently, but I just haven't done it because I haven't seen the need to. But yeah, I mean, if you don't want to do it at all, like, you can outsource it. If anything you can outsource, outsource. I've learned that I'm tired of doing all this stuff on my own, so I'm just gonna. I have the money to do it, so let me just outsource it, and then it ends up making you more money and it gives you more time. So
Got you. And also, let's say if I get a client and they ask me where am I located, I won't give them my own address, of course, but I can just give them my website. I know because the website I don't have to put my address or
no,
anything,
you
just
don't.
my phone number and contact information, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Just say the city. Are you from the U.S. or a different country?
U.S.
Okay, so that's a good luxury. You can just say wherever you're from the US, you can just say. So I just say, like, for example, I'm close by to Boston, so like I just say, "Oh, I'm in Boston, Massachusetts." And something simple like that. Because they know that, like, you don't have to be close to them in order for them to be like, "Okay, let me work with you." Um and they know that because it's digital marketing. They know the internet, it's like a worldwide connection. So yeah, you can just say, "Oh, I'm in city plus state," And yeah, that's it. And also just make sure your time zones are you whenever you set meeting times, just that you have their time zone. You know what time zone they're in. So, for example, I have a client in Texas, so they're an hour behind me. So, I had to make sure that when I schedule meetings, that it's not too early or too late for him, just because it's like 6 o'clock here, it's 5 o'clock over there. So, just keep that in mind as well when you're scheduling different things.
Okay, got it. Got it. And okay. And also, another question is when I do the payment, let's say they're paying per lead and I want to charge them per week. Can I do the automated pay through PayPal or
I use Stripe to do that. It's interesting that you because you're like multiple people do it every week. I just do it every 2 weeks, just because it's just easier. And I don't think the only reason why I do it every 2 weeks is because I don't want the client to constantly see me just taking out money. It's like it's a psychological effect. Like yeah, they're getting leads and stuff. So, but I don't want to wait every month to do it. But like if you're doing it every single week, and also you're paying a little bit more in credit card fees if you do it every week. So if you just do like in batches of 2 weeks, that's ideal. I mean, the most ideal for the client would just be like every month, but I wouldn't do it every month. I would just do every 2 weeks. But every week, I mean, people seem to be doing every week and being fine with that. But like, imagine if Netflix, kept charging you $5 every single week. Um, just seeing that charge over and over and over again, you just think, do I really need this? Or like, I don't like how much I'm paying for this. Especially like maybe it was a bad week, maybe like not any lead came through. So, or not any lead they didn't end up selling any leads. So, they see that and they see the ad spend, that gets taken out and then your fee gets taken out. And it's like, it gets them really thinking. So, um, I personally just do every 2 weeks because it's the same amount anyway, and yeah, it's just easier for me just to tally all of it every 2 weeks. So you can do every week, but I just do every 2 weeks, and I just use Stripe. There's a whole tutorial on how to do it, um, and then you can just put in the information, and yeah, you can uh, just automatically just charge the credit card. It's pretty simple. You can I don't know. I don't personally don't know how to do it on PayPal, but I'm sure you can do it on PayPal. But I just use Stripe for when I do it.
and do I have to have or do they ask like for a business name to get started with Stripe or?
I think they do, but you can just put in your regular name. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't have to be like a registered or an official one. I don't think so. No, yeah, no, it definitely doesn't because I when I made one, I didn't have that. So
Okay. Okay, got it. Got it. And okay. And one more question. So for the ad spend, I'll just let the client know how much he had to pay for the ad per month, right?
oh
For the
yeah,
ad
so that
spend.
should be said before they start working with you. You should say, hey, usually a good place to start is around X amount of dollars per month. Especially like because during the call, I'm sure you're trying to figure out what their goals are, and you want to correlate that with like the ad spend. So like if they want 10 leads, maybe it's 500. If they want 20, maybe it's 1,000. If they want more, they more. Sometimes I usually just minimum charge at least $1,000 just to see good results. But it depends on the results that they're looking for, that they want in the industry. But usually I say at least 1,000 because it gives me room to test different things and to see what works overall. So, but yes, you do need to tell them, beforehand that how much ad spend that they should expect to pay. And yeah, usually clients have like a good idea of how much. I mean, most clients they have an idea of how much they're willing to spend on marketing, and a lot of businesses can do, $1,000 a month, um, for the ad spend, especially if you do the performance plan. One thing I do emphasize, when I do say the ad spend price, is I always emphasize that you're going to get results, you're going to start getting clients, you're going to start making money, you're going to start getting calls before you spend that whole entire $1,000. So, um, that one you can, I might actually test this. Be like, oh, like, it's 250 a week for the ad spend. Maybe something you can try in the next sales call. I might actually do that. Just because, like, it's like, yeah, it does add up to 1,000 a month, but they don't see the whole 1,000. They just see, like, 250. Um, so it's interesting. I'll try that on my next sales call. See if that influences everything. But honestly, most clients will do the math right there and then. So it may not make a complete difference, but worth a shot.
So, what do you recommend for a beginner, like for beginners, for the niche?
Hmm.
What do you recommend for a beginner to
Um.
just
So every niche works, but you just have to work at it. The only niches that I would tell you to not really go after is like the really saturated ones, which is dentists and chiropractors. I think those niches are the most saturated niches in the SMMA space, simply just because a lot of different courses and a lot of different things, they say, oh, we're going to use dentists as an example, or we're going to use chiropractors as an example, and he's a template for that. And because this is exactly what I what I did when I first got into the space. I took a course, and it was like a dentist thing. It's like, okay, oh, let me just go after dentists. And I mean, it's now I know that it's probably one of the most saturated ones. So unless you have like an in, or you really just want to go after dentists, then go after it. But there are other niches as well that you can go after, that are every niche is going to have a lot of competition. But I just think dentists and chiropractors is just, for a beginner, it's just overwhelming. Um, I would say real estate agents. If you're gonna do Facebook ads, that's a really good one. Um, any of the home services, so construction, those are pretty good niches. That's where I got my first client, and I'm still with it now a little bit. But it's also niches that you feel the most passionate about. So, like if you're like, for example, if you um let's say you want to go into like the marijuana niche, but you don't smoke weed, or you're against it, or you completely ban the idea, then no matter what, you're not going to get the niche the greatest results. You're not going to really want to go into the topic a little bit more to learn more about it, to get that niche better results, or to get your client in that niche better results. So, you're not going to like it. But let's say you're very passionate about gyms, you're passionate about working out, um, then you'll enjoy the research process, or you'll enjoy making the ads, you'll enjoy working with that client, because it's in something that you enjoy. So even if you're like into like chiropractors, or like herbal medicine or something like that, go after chiropractors because you enjoy it. You'll outwork the people who just heard, oh, here's a chiropractor template, oh, let me just try to go after them. So I think when it comes to selecting a niche, my number one thought is choose one that you're passionate about, and go after that first, or the one that you have like good experience in. And then if after that, then it's like, okay, no dentists, no chiropractors, hopefully. And then the world's your oyster. And then what I say is, choose one or two niches, do like the hard work and not or outsource, or outreach to them, and see what the different conversations are like. Do you like talking to the people in this niche? Do you Because as you talk to them, you understand the problems, you understand what they're thinking and all that stuff, and you understand like the types of people that you're talking to. Um, so, do you like the conversations you're having? Do you like the person that you're talking to? Can you relate to this person in any way? Because it's also for you as well. Just, if you have a good relationship with the client, then, those are the best type of relationships to have. And yeah, so give it 1 or 2 weeks. No, give it 2 weeks definitely, or longer. And then if you're finding yourself being like, dang, I really don't like this niche, or maybe you did get a client in that niche, you're running the ads, and you're finding yourself you're not liking the process, or you're not it's just it's not making sense to you. Then that's when it's like you can switch, because I think one of my problems starting out is I kept switching from niche to niche, and it's like a layer deeper of shiny object syndrome. And I never really settled on that one niche. Or now I have, but like beforehand, I've never really settled on a niche. And then it's kind of like starting from square one again. Um, when if you stick with a niche through the ups and downs, then you're gonna eventually find success. So
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. I think I much got most of my questions answered.
all right, great. Awesome. Went
Well,
right on
thank you
time
so
too.
much
Yeah, no
for your
worries.
help.
Anytime. Yeah, if you have any more questions, you can feel free to email me, or you can book another session if you want a video call like this. But yeah, good luck on your journey. It's a fun one. It's one, just don't quit, don't give up, and stay on track and try to keep focused. I think that's the biggest. Even I still struggle with it sometimes, just keeping focus. But yeah, so good luck.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Aaron.
All
And
right.
you have a blessed one. Thank you
Yep.
so
You too.
much.
Have a great day. Take care.